Hello, Guillemot volunteers. Govinda here from the Whidbey chapter. And today we're going to go over our beach data sheet with a couple of maybe protocol. Remember when Francis would say, we want you to act like a piece of driftwood? Well, we want you to look like a piece of driftwood as well. So I have an example of what's now known as the COVID shirt. I love to wear this shirt. Only at the street dance, though, not for the surveys. What we want is muted colors. So we want blues, grays, I guess, greens, and kind of sand color, look like the beach. And with that, I will share my screen to the presentation at hand. Here we are, presentation. And yeah. We want you to disappear in the driftwood, like this little quail here. So the guillemots won't even see you for that hour, okay? All right, so here we are at our beach data sheet. I will be just typing in a mock survey. Colony name, please put that. In this case, it's Mutiny Sands. Survey date. Our surveys here on Whidbey are going to start on the week of June 5th. So I've picked Tuesday, D-Day or PG Day, for my survey start date. And it's week 1. Okay. Do put your lead name and whoever else is observing. With the study and your start time. We want you on the beach and starting your survey no later than 8 o'clock because it's a 1-hour survey and it needs to finish before 9. Okay, so tides. This is the NOAA website, but whatever tide app works for you, great. Looking here at 8 o'clock a.m. on the 6th. And it looks about a 5-foot tide. It's a positive tide and outgoing. So do circle all those. Okay, bam. Next, our Paigu counts. Really easy. 3 point-in-time counts at the beginning, at the middle, and at the end of your survey. And we want you to do a sweep out to the water and count all the guillemots that are associated with the colony. So not every black dot that's out there, but the ones that are kind of closer in. I happen to be on Double Bluff a lot, and that's a very large colony. We have a team of 4 or 5 people. There's no way that all of us are going to see the same bird. So we pick the guy in the middle who's got the best vantage point to do the point-in-time counts. So you might want to try that if you're at a large colony. So here we are, our start right at 8 o'clock. We've got 16. Then at 8:30, which is our middle count, we count 23 guillemots. And then our very end, before we pack up and go, right at 9 o'clock, our end is 8 guillemots. Okay. Volunteer time. We want you to include all of your survey happening. So that's driving to your survey site, walking down the beach, settling in time, of course, the survey itself, and data entry. And this is what I have sort of itemized here on the side. And for that, on this survey, it ends up being 4 hours total. Okay, so on to disturbances. We've streamlined it. We really just want you to type in the beginning time and, if you know, the end time of each disturbance. And this is pretty much the entire colony is like flying off the water. Not just 1 or 2 birds or maybe half the colony, but pretty much everyone. And we have some disturbing categories here. Eagle, beach walker, dog walkers, motorized, non-motorized, unknown, and other cause. Often I see the guillemots fly off and I don't see what scared them off. And then I look behind me and I see that darn eagle is sitting in that tree again. So that could be the same case, perhaps with you on your colony. And so The example that's written here is at 8:43 with a commentary that the eagle flew along the beach. And then the PGs flew out beyond the kelp and stayed there beyond the survey ending. So that's why that second number was at time is at 9 o'clock, and the letter N for did not end before the survey ended. Okay, so on to our page 2, the burrow data. And I have a couple of guillemots flying to the burrows as examples. The top one, easy to see. And here's our second one right there on a very tall bluff of Shore Meadow. We do have just a quick note about how you map out your burrows, and you can either do a photograph, which works, or if you like, you could draw your burrow maps too. So however you do it, associate a number and keep tabs on that burrow for the season with that corresponding number. So with this page 2, we do have a little box to check if there were no visits to the burrow. In our mock survey here, we're not going to check that box because we're going to type in some visits. But do check that, and that may be what you check for the first 3 weeks of the season. Here on the west side of Whidbey Island, tends to be really slow, and it takes the guillemots a little while to start visiting the burrow and delivering prey. So again, on your second page, type in or write in your date and what survey week it was. And then here is all of our burrow data. So when you look at this, you can see that the example written here is all is corresponding with the burrow ID A1. And we can see that the first here is at 10 after 8 in the morning, there was a visit to the burrow. So that means no prey. And that also means the guillemot disappeared inside of the burrow. So I have a lovely photograph here on the left. This is not a photograph of a burrow visiting. This is a ledge sit. So the guillemot has to actually disappear inside the burrow. Okay. Next up on the clock is 8:15, and same burrow, but this time a guillemot flew in with a gunnel fish. And then at 8:23, another visit to the burrow and another gunnel. And then finally at 8:46, there was a sculpin in this example. So if you have multiple burrows on this burrow data sheet, which you should have as the season goes on, it might look something like this for that day. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different burrows with different actions associating with that burrow. And I just want to highlight this last one here. So this is our burrow A6 and a gunnel at 8:38 written twice. That means two guillemots had gone into that burrow at the same time, both carrying a gunnel. And I swear I see that all the time at Mutiny Sands. So it might be the same at your colony too, but that's how you can depict that. And if you want, you can write a little note at the bottom too for that prey. And while we're talking about prey choice, here's our 3 categories. So basically, the first is an other/unknown. In the middle, we have a sculpin fish type, and then here on the right is a gunnel fish type. Gunnels, there's a lot of different species out there. They all look a little bit different. There's some are red, some are green, some are kind of gray. Short ones, long ones, fat ones, skinny ones. They do look like a big worm or a noodle or something like that. So that's gunnel sculpin here. Quick review, sculpin mouth open, as you can see, big bull head of a fish with sort of a triangle body. Got a friend who calls them double uglies. And then our last category is other/unknown. And we've seen all sorts of fish and critters come up. perch here, sandlands, eel pout. We've seen squid come up, pipefish. A guy in Edmonds a little while ago photographed pipefish as prey choice, and crab, everything. So if you know what the other fish type is, great, you can write it in. But if you don't know it, that's fine too. Just put unknown. Okay, thanks for watching this video, and I will unshare my screen and stop recording, and hope you have a great season. See you on the beach.